Hi friend, welcome back to the channel where we focus less on trying and more on being the best version of ourselves. Excuse the lighting. I parked here and I'm not gonna move because I don't want to. Today, I want to quickly talk about resistance because I feel like this is something that a lot of people feel like is the thing blocking them from their manifestation, and they don't really understand how to overcome resistance, what resistance really even is, and what it has to do with your manifestation. So very simply put, all resistance is the non-acceptance of your desire. You have not accepted your desire to be true. You haven't integrated the belief. You don't have the level of conviction that says that this thing is happening. You're currently this person, you're gonna have this thing, or that you already have this thing in your reality. So all resistance is the separation between you and that version of yourself, or that identity, or whatever it is that's gonna take you from being the version of you in your wish unfulfilled to your wish fulfilled. So resistance is what is stopping you from embodying that state, the state where it's done. Very simply, the way to get past resistance is to accept your desire. You don't even have to accept that your desire is happening right now. You don't have to accept that you're now currently the highest version of yourself if you're manifesting in steps or you're still building your belief. In order to let go of that resistance, there are a few things you could do, but the first thing you want to do is accept your desire. So you say that this is something that I want and this is something that I am capable of having. Even if I don't think that I have it right now, even if it might seem hard for me to get there, I know that if I take actionable steps in the right direction, if I continue to persist, if I continue to think the right thoughts, if I continue to dominantly be in the state of the wish fulfilled, then I will get to my desire. If you can accept that this is a belief that you are going to integrate and stop trying to fight against the negative thoughts, against the opposing thoughts, against the limiting beliefs, and just accept that this is my desire. This is what I said it was going to be, and that's it. I'm not going to change my mind. This is who it is. We're going to work through this belief until it becomes a fact, until it's impressed the subconscious mind, until the neural pathway is reprogrammed, and then we're going to go on about our business. Okay, so you need to accept your desire, whether or not you think that it is true, whether or not you think it's possible, whether or not you believe. You need to work on accepting the desire into reality. Another way you can think about resistance is if you're affirming something and you're constantly having opposing thoughts and you're constantly having negative thoughts, that is you resisting moving into a new state of being where this is something that is a part of your identity, where this is a new belief system for you. So what do we do in order to get over the resistance? If you really don't care and you're more of a robotic affirmation person and you just want to affirm over the resistance, then you can do that. Some people will just push straight through resistance, continue to persist, and then get to the state of the wish fulfilled. Remember, the more that you repeat, the repetition is what's reprogramming your subconscious mind. So even if it feels like you still have resistance, even if it feels like it's not working, your persistence is what's going to make it work. If you give up and say, okay, I can't manifest this, I have too much resistance, you haven't put in the work to persist in order to get over the resistance, in order to get to the state that would bring you your desire. So either you need to keep affirming, and break through the resistance, or you can let go, accept that this desire is mine. There's nothing else I have to do. There's no more work that needs to be done. Because I said that it's done, that's it. And one way or another, my subconscious mind is going to figure out a way to integrate this desire. I'm not letting this go. So once you continue to affirm to yourself that you're serious about this, that this is the new state you're embodying, that you are this new person now, the resistance will start to lessen and lessen. Once you continue to repeat these thoughts, once you continue your inner talking in a way that's more aligned with that identity, the resistance will lessen and lessen because you're moving from an old version of you who couldn't identify with this belief or this desire or having this thing, and you're moving into the state of the person who can. So the more you continue to repeat, like I said, the easier and easier it will be for you to let go of the resistance. Another way you can let go of resistance is simply to lower the level of importance. Now, I know for a lot of people that sounds hard. I can't lower the importance. This is really important to me because I need to manifest this thing on a time crunch, or I have bills to pay, or my SP did something really shady in the 3D and it's really bothering me and they keep showing up as an unconformed version. All of these are thought loops that you need to catch yourself in, because when you hear yourself talking like that, I've been doing this and this and that, but it still hasn't manifested. I've been doing this technique, I've talked to this person, I've coached with this person, but no, we should have stopped before the but. Anything that comes after that is a story. That's your limiting belief right there, but it still hasn't manifested. But this method didn't work. But I tried this for 3 months or 6 months and it still didn't work. Obviously, you are at a point where you are not self-aware enough to understand that the part of the story that you are trying to change is not the external part of it. It's you. So the but I can't or but it hasn't manifested yet are the reasons that it hasn't. You need to change that, flip that story and say, it is manifested, of course it is, or it will manifest, of course it will. Doesn't matter, past, present, future tense. As long as you build that level of consistency, build that level of conviction, your resistance will lessen and lessen and lessen. Once you lower the importance and you say, I don't even have to worry about that thing anymore because I already know it's done. I don't even have to worry about that anymore. I'm going to think about this other desire, or I'm going to go out with my friends, or I'm going to go do my hobbies, or I'm going to go do whatever it is that you like to do. And you focus more on being in the embodied state of the wish fulfilled and less on trying to fight against this negative belief, the limiting belief, the old thoughts, the old story. The more you take your attention away from fighting with the old story and resisting it and just move into a state that feels better for you internally, whatever you're doing, if it's not getting you to that state where you are lowering resistance, where it is making you feel better, whether it's affirmations, visualizations, stats, whatever your method is, if it's not helping you get into a better feeling state, at least while you're doing the technique, you don't have to be in the state all the time, but dominantly, at least while you're doing the technique, or if you've been doing it for a really long period of time and you don't see any effects even within yourself, it's time for you to try something different. It is okay to say, hey, I tried this, it's not working the best, but now I'm going to move on to something that I know will work. I'm going to try this thing and I know it's going to work. Because when you release the level of importance, when you release your resistance and you say, I'm going to persist in this no matter what, your subconscious mind is going to figure out that you are not going to stop, that you're just going to keep going and going and going. If you continue to affirm to your brain that this is the new story, this is who I'm being now, this is what we're doing now, eventually it is going to be reprogrammed and eventually your 3D reality is going to catch up. The thing about resistance is you cannot let that resistance block you from continuing to persist in the story. You can't let it block you from continuing to do what you know you need to do. It's not something that's insurmountable, and it's not something that has to be, again, a big ordeal or a big process. It's just the level of importance. It's just that you haven't accepted your desire yet and you're still having opposing thoughts, which is fine because you have methods and you have tools to overcome these things. But the thing that you need to be doing most prominently is focusing on persisting in the new story. When your brain comes up with the doubt, like, oh, that's not true, oh, you are not capable of doing this, oh, this is not really your identity, you're this old version, I'm not going to show up correctly in the 3D because you're not showing up correctly for yourself. When you're having those thought loops, that is the time where you switch your train of thought, where you go in and you start doing your inner conversations, you do your affirmation rampage, you do whatever it is that gets you into that state so that you can continue to repeat to your brain and lower that level of resistance, lower the importance, because it's becoming more and more natural to you the more and more you practice. That's really the only thing resistance is. You just haven't accepted it as truth yet, which is fine. You can still manifest in a state of disbelief. You're not doing anything wrong. Just don't stop. Just continue to do what you know you're supposed to do. And if you've been doing it for an extended period of time and it's not making you feel better and you don't feel like it's working, then just try something new. It is okay to try something new and find something that fits you well. Okay? All right, you guys, that's going to do it for me today. I really hope you guys enjoyed and got something of value from this video. Please be sure to leave your questions, comments, concerns in the comment box below, and check out the description for my social media links, services, all that good stuff is down below. And other than that, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.